So what I'm going to tell you about is what motivated myself and Mike Behrman, who's also graduated from UNH, to start Revolution Energy. And that was somebody telling us, you can't figure that out or do that. It's the #1 motivator for me. And what the kind of scintillating intelligent challenges that we ran into was solar doesn't work in New Hampshire. It's too expensive, and the sun doesn't shine at night. Now, we're still working on the third one, but we've solved the other two. So the problem with solar being, quote, expensive is you have to buy it up front, right? But you don't have to pay for the sun. Unless you're in some kind of twisted Simpsons episode where Mr. Burns is blocking out the sun, it's still free. And so what we found out is we could turn that on its head. And we were able to do that in New Hampshire. We started our company in 2008 at Exeter High School. This is where we did the project. And what our challenge became not what we were talking about, and I'll talk a little bit about this in my very limited time. The challenge that we ran into was regulatory and government restrictions. And what we basically did is we went out, we borrowed the money, we bought the array, we sold the power to the high school. We sold it to them cheaper than they were paying on the grid. Payback, day one, right? Problem solved. Very easy. The municipality always pays its bills. The bank asks for a history of their bill payments for energy. We said, would you like us to go back to the start of the utilities, or would you just satisfied with the last 2 years? So we focused on municipal and institutional and other clients, but we found out that we could easily do it with residences and businesses. And so that's what we did. So we just turned it on its head. We made the payback day one. We took on the debt. We pay the debt back when we get our payment, and then we make a little money on the side. That's it. It's that simple. It doesn't take rocket science. It was very easy to do. It just took a lot of work to figure it out and put all the crap together to prove it to the bank. Banks are tough, but the government is worse. So I'm going to show you a couple of projects and talk about some things that have gotten in the way. Why do we do this? It is the only solution that we have to stop the greenhouse gas emissions from traditional power sources. There's a lot of technical problems that we have to confront, like storage and things like that, but we can easily move to a 100% renewable society. There's no question about it. And so what we did is we started. And our first project was in Exeter. And I would submit to you that when you make a change in the world, and you can see it in Google Maps, you've pretty much arrived. When you can see it from space, you know you've arrived. So you remember the previous slide, there was a big empty slot. Now you see a 97.5 kilowatt array. It's 97.5 because at the time, you were not allowed to install an array in New Hampshire over 100 kilowatts. Moronic restriction that we spent many months trying to get fixed, and it took us 2 years, and we've got it lifted. It's now a megawatt, and you can install bigger arrays. This array, Stonyfield Farm, great company, they have a solar array, 50 kilowatts. It's a joke. This is serious. This is 3 guys with no money putting a 100 kilowatt array up. PSNH, they have a 51 kilowatt array because they don't like Stonyfield. Ours is 100. This is our first project. So when we did our first project, we involved the students. This is me. I grew up in Arizona. It's -30, and we still built the solar array with students on the last day before they went for winter break. This is me with the nut stuck to my hand because it was so cold. So I just want you to know that we did not run into traditional impacts. We had other problems like this. This is an array we have in Favorite Foods in Somersworth. I want to focus on the racking. This is the racking, this black part. It's 100% post-consumer recycled plastic. It's manufactured by a US company in Ohio, owned by veterans. We're proud to use that racking whenever we do a roof system. It's plastic, it just sits on top of the roof. This picture is for Alex. Alex, can you tell me where this array is sitting?
A landfill?
That's right, we've recycled an entire landfill. We are now generating 500 kilowatts of energy for Fairhaven, Massachusetts, because in Fairhaven, in Massachusetts, you can install 6 megawatts. This is 5 times the size of our largest array in New Hampshire. Our current capacity as a company, we have 3.5 megawatts of solar, and our goal is to try and undo the damage that Volkswagen has done. Thank you.